Dear students, this is the last lecture of third module, transactional analysis. It is basically the techniques of improving communication, interpersonal communication. In preceding lecture you have seen there are two different techniques of improving communication, interpersonal communication, Zohori-Indo and the transactional analysis. Now this lecture specially we discuss what is the techniques through which we can improve our interpersonal communication. Transactional analysis basically the movement we do some kind of communication, we just transact something. What is the level of this kind of transaction? What is the repercussion of this kind of transaction? Is it really create some kind of value or not? Is it really focus what I intend to communicate? So that is the transactional analysis under the module of dynamism in group behavior. Let us see the agenda. First we will discuss basically what is the meaning definition of transactional analysis. Of course, some concept of transactional analysis, concept of ego states, types of transactions, life position, transaction style and script analysis. These are all the sum of agenda which we plan to discuss this particular context. Concept of ego states are very important part which reflects on communication. Life position is also reflects on communication. Script analysis basically the communication techniques and the practice from where we learn some kind of belief process in our mind, from where we just adapt it. This kind of things we will discuss in script analysis. See the transactional analysis, Eric Barney 1950, he has given the concept of transactional analysis which provides a framework to understand social interaction and interpersonal communication, which provides a framework to understand social transactions and interpersonal communication. Exactly what happened these particular cases? It is the framework of social understanding, social transactions, interpersonal communication. What is it exactly? Social interaction, when we communicate with other people, what kind of things we are transacting? What is the value of this kind of transaction? Are we capable enough to transact in clear manner or not? All these things. Then Stewart and Jones 1987, transactional analysis is a theory of personality and systematic psychotherapy for personal growth and change, which explains how people function and express their personality in terms of their interaction with others. Transactional analysis is a way to understand and improve communication by analyzing how people interact based on their learned behavior. So this is also one of the main definition of transactional analysis. That is the way of understanding improved communication, way of understanding the things you are communicating, whether it is easily understandable or not. These are the part of the transactional analysis. Now see core concept of transactional analysis. There are three different things under transactional analysis. Ego states. Ego states is nothing, that is the understanding the different types of ego, namely parent, adult and child ego, and also life position, what your mindset, the movement you are communicating. Life script, it is exactly the movement from where you are adopting some kind of communication mechanism, some kind of belief system. So one by one we can see concept of ego state. There are basically three types: parent ego, child ego and the adult ego. Let us see what is the parent ego. Some of core definition of parent ego. The parent ego state is shaped by authoritative figures during childhood. It includes both the critical parent which enforces rules and norms and the nurturing parent which supports and protects. What is it exactly? It is basically, your behavior like a parent, and you are behaving like a parent to your subordinates and the parent ego, and you may have some kind of dominant power, dominancy, you may use some kind of power. Adult ego is the data driven, logical and objectives, they are matured because they believe in data, they are logical thinker. It is very important. Adult ego, it enables individual to process information rationally, solve problems effectively and make informed decisions. It serves as a balancing force between parent and child ego states, Jones and Stewart's. Now see, being a manager, which type of ego we need basically? This is very important part. Being a manager, say for example, you are a leader, not necessarily you must have a parent ego, you may have the adult ego, because making comments, communicating something, if it is not data driven, if it is not logical, if it is not rational, people may not believe. And if you quote some example, say for example, one economist is supposed to deliver something somewhere, people used to record it, that because it is data driven. Side by side, one of the managers, say for example, is motivating the people by preaching, by giving some kind of dialogue, whereas there is no empirical reference whether this kind of dialogue motivate the people or not. People may forget later on. I think if any speech, data driven, rational or logical, people used to retain in their memory for longer period. Child ego is very important things. You have the greatest emotional experience and spontaneous behavior learned during early childhood. This state, ego state, drives creativity, dependency and emotional reactions. What is exactly that means? Child ego is nothing, and you are having fullest of emotional and spontaneous behavior learned during early childhood. The ego state drives creativity, dependency and emotional reactions. I think this is very important quality of a, if you are not having emotion, you may not be the good manager basically, which you learn from childhood. So these are all the things of three different types of ego. Types of transactions, three different types of transactions: complementary transactions, ulterior transactions, non-complementary transactions. Transactions means the moment you deliver something, it has some kind of content, it is a transaction. Now see, what is it basically? Complementary transactions. It is very much visible. See, a complementary transaction occurs when the communication between two individuals follow parallel ego states. This is very important. See, both the communicator, see, having the same ego, P to P, A to A, C to C, like that. This is complementary. Complementary transactions is something like that, two individuals follow the parallel ego states and expected response is received from same ego states as the stimuli was directed to. And this is the parent, adult, child. I think this is very rare. I think you can find that when you communicate, you may have the parallel ego states. It's not oftenly happen. Understanding ego is also one of the great quality of a good leader, good HR officials or some people leader, those who are directing the people. Complementary transactions, I think that is one of the manager, adult asks, can you prepare a report by evening? And the employee responds to the adult, yes, I will complete it by then. Definitely, that means it is clearly shows that both the people are having the same level of ego. Now, complementary transactions occur when a response is appropriate and match the stimulus. These are usually harmonious and productive. Barnett 1961. This is very important part basically. Parallel transactions is nothing, both the people, those who are engaged in communication process, having the same type of ego. Cross transactions, non-complementary transactions. Cross transactions means as cross transactions occurs when the response comes from ego state not anticipated by the sender. This leads to miscommunication, tension or even conflict. A cross transaction occurs when the response comes from an ego. state not anticipated by the sender. That means cross means just contrast. They have the different types of ego. That means one particular person is having child, another person are having adult. So this is very problem basically, Example say, can you review the project plan, and the employee respond from child ego, why do you always doubt my work? And he behaved like a child. So one person is having adult ego, another person is having child ego. And there is a mismatch, which is the cross transactions, is more problematic. Now see some more ulterior transactions or covert transactions is more dangerous. These transactions involve two levels of communication. One is explicit, another is the hidden psychological. There is overt and covert. The social level and psychological level differ, and the real meaning lies in the covert message. Example, a colleague says, you are always so punctual, but with the sarcastic tone implying a hidden criticism. Could you imagine what kind of behavior it is basically, You are always punctual, that means you are giving some kind of comments actually. It's not the flattering remarks, it's not some kind of recognition. That means you use this dialogue in different way. Ulterior transactions, covert transactions, that means its intention is somewhat different. Its hidden psychological perspective are different. So message is surface level open meaning, message in interior level hidden meaning, that has some other meaning basically. So by this diagram also that is very much clear basically. I think that sometimes creates some kind of conflict in different group of people, ulterior communication is concerned. Now life position is very important part. Anthony Harris has given this concept in 1969, life position. It means life position is a combination of assumptions about oneself. Life position is a combination of assumptions about oneself, another person, and has classified life position into 4 types. When you do some kind of communication basically, we have some kind of assumptions, some kind of pre-assumptions that basically, and about oneself and others, and it's happened normally. Both are not having the same assumptions. Now see, I am not okay, you are okay. That means we have the assumptions in 2 different ways, and in particular cases, I am okay, you are not okay. I am not, you are not okay. I am okay, you are not okay. I am okay, you are okay. What is it exactly? I am okay, you are okay. I am okay, you are not okay. I am not okay, you are not okay. I am okay, you are not okay. What exactly that means? Some of pre-assumptions about oneself and another person. This is the life position. Now see, Thomas Harris, 1969, what he decide basically, understanding this way basically, once you clarify what is the life position, you will be knowing the personality of individual. You will be knowing the leadership quality of individual by seeing the life position. Now see, there are a number of ways diagramming the life positions. Franklin Ernest 1971 drew the life position in quadrants, which is also OK Corral. Now see, I am not okay within me, you are okay with me. What does it mean basically? I am not okay. I am not okay, I am not okay, you are okay, one down position, get away from helpless. I am not okay, you are not okay, hopeless position, get now we are with hopeless. I am okay, you are okay, healthy position, get on with happy. I am okay, you are not okay, one up position, get rid of angry. Now see, what is it exactly? What OK Corral means what? In 4 quadrants, you can see in 4 different parts, you can see at one part left side, I am not okay with me, you are okay with me, you are not okay with me, and I am okay with me. That defines that individual and others what kind of assumptions we have. Quoting some example, I am okay with me, that means I am fine with me, but I am not fine with you. And you are not okay with me, you can see you are okay with me. Ultimately 4 different diagrams, 4 different quadrants try to depict the interpersonal communication. That means understanding the personality of the different group of people. Transaction styles, the previous 4 light positions give you the transaction styles people may use while transacting with others. Now see, I am not, you are not okay. What is it basically? What kind of style is there basically? This very fantastic light position. It is the adverse style, averse styles, avoidance style. You don't feel this type of mindset, this kind of assumptions, that group of people, those who are highly frustrated people, those who are people having high level of anxiety. I am okay, you are not okay. There is the bossing style. Suppose you want to find the leader. Leader is not behave like this way. Always he just gives the credit to others. I am okay, you are not okay. That means what? I am always right, but you are not right. It is the bossism practices. I am not okay, you are okay. It is a different style. It is the fantastic opinion when we talk about the style of individual. I am okay, you are okay. Yeah, confidence style. I am okay, you are okay. That means I am okay, you are okay means this is one of the great leadership style, you can say. That is the confidence styles. Those who are very, what I said, that having some good ego, that is the adult ego, they can say this way, that is transactional styles. Now see, if you see the narratives, because it is the transactional analysis, what kind of transactions you are delivering basically, and what way you just try to communicate with others. I am not okay, you are not okay means what? A negative outlook on both oneself and others lead to withdrawal or helplessness. I am not okay, you are not okay, that is, you don't feel that this kind of things, we may have some kind of withdrawal behavior, these particular cases. I am okay, you are not okay, bossing style, as you have seen, dominant style, controlling attitude, one sees themselves as superior while devaluing others. I am okay, you are okay, heartiest style, mutual respect, confidence and positive relationship. Feeling inferiority, I am not okay, you are okay, feeling inferiority, dependence on others, lack of self-confidence, not only like that, maybe so many bifurcation. Now see, students, that 4 different types of style teach us basically, what way we can deliver something and what we want to project. What's our mentality? What's our attitude? What's our personality? All these things, and I think that manager can, I think those are the researchers, they will be knowing a lot of things out of that. Now see, script analysis is very important part. What is script analysis basically? This very important things of any kind of behavior basically, See, interpersonal communication or something like that, or transactional analysis, basically what you want to know, your behavioral pattern, your transactional pattern, from where we have nurtured, from where we have covered, from where we have got it. And it is one of the techniques developed by one particular person, Steiner. In 1990, he defined script analysis explain how individual unconsciously develop life plan in early childhood based on parental influence and social conditioning. That means, is very important part. Script analysis explains how individual unconsciously develop life plans in early childhood based on parental influence, social conditioning. that I am okay, you are not okay, yeah, this is not developed within particular days. I think that this is the things you have learned from your house, from your neighboring people, from your culture. Now see, what does it mean basically, there are some ego basically, like as mother, the parent ego, and the father is also parent ego, definitely myself, child, they may have also parent ego. And this way, I think that we may have the similar type of behavior which you have nurtured at the beginning phase of child, and child is supposed to adopt this kind of behavior. And this is very important, we will see some kind of clarification on that particular part. Now see, internalized message, values and behaviors learned from parents. Adult, logical thinking, problem solving and decision making abilities. And child, emotional response, creativity, behavior developed in childhood. Now see, what does it mean basically? Parent ego we can learn at parent ego at child level also. From our house, adult ego also we are nurturing at child level also. Now counter injunction, what is it exactly? That is the strong commands or life rules from parents shape person belief system. That because it is channelized from your parents, be strong, don't trust others. This is the things we learn from our parents. So ultimately what happened basically, that leads the child to hold the parent ego. Then logical thought, patterns and problem solving strategies passed from parents. Everything. And that man said that everything passed from your parents, logical thoughts, pattern and problem solving strategies passed from parents. Example, think before you act and follow the rules. So that is also logical thoughts, and that is the adult ego we learn from our parents. Before doing anything, think before it, think before that. Injunction, negative subconscious message that limit personal growth. Example, don't cry, don't express feelings. Injunction, that is called as the injunctions. And permission, positive message that encourage confidence and growth. Example, you are capable, you can express emotion. Or injunction is something like that, negative subconscious, that is don't express feelings, don't cry. This is the things we have learned from our family. And that is the things what I mean to say, that the script analysis, script behavior which we have seen basically through different discussion. Out of these three things, like as counter injunction, programs, injunctions, permission, you can do experiment. If you have the child in your house, basically you can see what way their parent gives some kind of instructions to their kids, what way they learn, what they react, and this is very important. It is also one of the important part. In injunctions you have seen negative subconscious. What I told in the last slide, you can see that last slide, script analysis, unconscious developed life plans. It is normally developed unconscious way, normally developed in the mind of people. We just direct the people at the childhood that can create some kind of mindset. Ultimately that may lead the life position. Now see, don't cry, don't express feelings, that is one of the injunctions. Negative subconscious message that limit personal growth. Now see, what is it exactly? Don't cry, don't express feelings. That means your parents guiding the child by giving the strong expression, that means don't cry, don't express your feelings. So that means you will be close-minded. You may be the introvert. You may not access some kind of information from outside. Ultimately, your life position will develop this way. Now see some of questions basically which is very important, we need to understand basically. Students, initially just try to understand why transactional analysis. There is the techniques of understanding interpersonal behavior, first thing. Now if you go through the entire slide, are you capable enough to understand transactions what you deliver and what are the concept of transactional analysis? Is it behavioral or not? Does it have any practical value? What happens if you understand the transactional analysis? How do ego states facilitate the analysis of interpersonal communication? How do ego states facilitate the analysis of interpersonal communication? Ego states, suppose you have the parent ego, would you like to be a strong communicator? Always you just advise the people and you are not listening others and you behave like as you are having child ego. So I think that being a leader, you need the three different components, specific components of child, parent and adult ego. Then you will be the good leader. Sometimes you need to have the parent ego, sometimes you need to the adult ego, sometimes you need the child ego. Then you will be the good leader. Try to accumulate the good mix of different types of ego. What are the various types of transactions? How do they influence relationship? Is very important. Different types of transactions, as I discussed the different types of transactions basically. That particular types of transactions means what way you mean to communicate, other people they realize your communication and that is the balanced. Crossed, some cases crossed, that may distort, that may very problematic way of communicating the people. In what way script analysis be applied to understand individual behavior patterns and life position? That is very interesting basically. That's why when you write your CV basically, you just mention that your mother's education, father education and some other things, family background, you just mention somewhere. Now the people, those who are hiring the employees basically, they can understand basically from what background, what culture, what kind of culture you have. It's not necessary that as high class society you can have the good culture, they have the good life position, not like that, and they have developed some kind of good culture at home, not like that. So it is very, it's not specific basically, it is depends basically, some of average family also they are nurturing their child in excellent way. Ultimately they have developed their kids in very nice way, they have the good life position. So being a good HR officials, this is very important to understand, to know basically, realize this particular part that life position and your what I said that your individual behavior all depends on script analysis. Without understanding your parental background or family background, I think it's not possible to develop good life position. Otherwise it may destroy the communication and that may create some kind of conflict, because what you are trying to communicate and other people may not understand, that may lead some kind of conflict. Now students, some references are there basically which you can see that particular lecture basically. Number one, that is like that Barney E 96 transactional analysis in psychotherapy, you can see. Then Harris TA, I am okay, you are okay, that is one of the books. Steiner books, you can see Script People Life. Transactional analysis, you can say Barner, Stewart and Jones. Transactional analysis, the basic person of develop this kind of techniques. Corel WF, also you can see transactional analysis. All these things are very important basically to understand the whole mechanism of transactional analysis. Dear students, whatever discussion in the dynamism in group behavior basically, Several lectures you have seen, in fact that is the last lecture, that is transactional analysis. So, each and every parts are very important to develop a group and group formation, and of course, understanding life position or understanding the doing some kind of script analysis. So, all these things will be able to create some kind of people, those who are having adult ego, which they can be deployed in some good responsible position, because nowadays is very important part as far as job fit, person job fit mechanism is concerned. If you are not having the right people, basically, if you are not the right people, if you are not having the specific people for the particular job, that means people may not perform in right way. I think you must be knowing all these things if you want to work in the group. So, in this way we just finished the third module of advanced organizational behavior. Thank you very much.